Welcome to the Windy City Rundown. Yeah. Welcome to another great episode of the Windy City Rundown. And look who's here with me. I'm not alone in the command cave today. That is Jose Contreras. I am Eric Avila. Welcome for another great. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube and like and hit the little bell too as well to get notified when our shows are live every Tuesday or every Wednesday at 7 p.m. What's up, Jose, man? How are you?
Good. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
And 2 week hiatus because of work, but it's all good. It's all good. We miss you guys.
We were on spring break just like everybody else.
Exactly. Except we're doing more adult things than anything, right?
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
We're here. We're queer, and we're ready for have another good show.
Yes. All that and above. As always, the link is in the comment section too as well. I'm about to get that for you guys right now, just so you guys can join us. I don't know what I just did. Yeah, the link is in the comment section. Join us at any given time in the comments or also on Facebook too as well, on YouTube. So give us a quick shout out. Jose, we got a lot to talk about today. We've been gone for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the same thing. There's no stadium news whatsoever. Looks like we're not,
For the Bears, no.
Yeah, for the Bears, nothing. But baseball has started, Jose. Baseball has started, and it's not the start that I guess you can say that we expected from the Chicago Cubs, especially when you're facing probably what's possibly two worst teams. What could be the two worst teams in baseball this year in the Washington Nationals and also the Angels. The Cubs did win today, Jose. You think the score was 62? But Jose, when is too early to hit the panic button for the Chicago Cubs? Since the Cubs were the contending teams, the Cubs were kind of like the sexy pick for everybody to make it far. Obviously when the NL Central still are. We're only 5 games into the season.
Yep.
But when is it too early to hit that panic button for your team, especially in baseball?
It's early. They're 3-3 after today, guys. It's early. Relax, okay? Relax. Let this team get their foot under them, and when they do, this team is going to be a problem. As you see, offensively, they're good. Pitching wise, we got some studs. I think we're going to be okay.
For the expectations that the Chicago Cubs are supposedly have, Jose, I think that hitting that panic button early is just how should I say this? I think it's something that a lot of fans want to do early, especially when a team that hasn't really been consistently into the playoffs or consistently competing for the title. And when they finally have that team to feel like they could compete, they could feel they could go a long way, can feel like they can make some noise, right? And we just all of a sudden the start of the season, the two worst teams that could possibly be in baseball, and then you look like doo-doo, 4 out of the 6 games.
The Nationals are going to be a better team than people expect this year. They only lost 1 to the Angels. They're going to be fine. They won today. They won on Monday. They're going to be okay. I think after this series, you're going to start to see them pick it up a little bit more. And nobody has those vibes going in to any game right now. I think it's way too early. I was there Monday night for opening night, and to be honest, everybody there was super high on the Cubs. The atmosphere was electric. It was like 36,000 plus people there for opening night on a Monday. It was amazing. Everybody was cheering, drinking. It was a really, really, really good time. The Cubs showed, why they had all this hype. I don't hear anybody. You're the first person I heard about any type of panic button, Eric. I don't think that's a thing right now, to be honest with you.
Well, Jose, with the expectations that the Chicago Cubs have here, I mean, it's granted. These feelings are granted.
6 games at 162 games, bro. We just finished the second series.
Yeah,
that's it. We're 3-3.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good. We're gonna be fine. Talk to me in about a month, and we have a losing record. Then it's like, okay, no, this is bad. But right now we're 6 games in, literally a week into the season. We're fine.
But Jose, it's 2 seasons, or not 2 teams that should be like you're supposed to walk over. You're supposed to handle them correctly. You're supposed
to.
This
is the MLB. This is professional.
Yeah, man. I know. You can say MLB. You can say this and that.
You're not walk over anybody in this league.
Oh, dude,
not until this team is 100% established. Matthew Boyd did not have a good outing his first appearance. Today was a little bit better. Right, he had an ERA of 14 in his first game. He had a bad game. Today a lot better. Edward Cabrera, perfect. Jameson Taillon was good. I'm trying to think who else.
Cade Horton
did decent. He wasn't great, but he was decent. He had a good 2 point something ERA. We're gonna be fine. Imanaga was all right. Regardless, when you look at what we were able to do, we were shut out maybe just once. I mean, that was
but even
was on Tuesday, it was yesterday.
And even then, like even in the wins, they still look wrong.
No,
they still look wrong.
No,
I've watched out of the 6 games, I've watched 4, and in those 4 games, they only watched 2. But the thing is, like, they just don't. They just look like they're missing something. I see like they're missing something.
Not offensively.
Offensively too.
They had a bad game yesterday. They were shut out yesterday, but But Bregman is hitting great. Dansby Swanson is hitting sacrifice flies, but hey, it's getting us to score. Nico Horner is looking good.
That's the thing.
Ian Happ is looking really good for someone who I think should probably get extended. He's looking at Nico Horner. He's looking at PCA, and he's like, "What about me?" And he's proven it. He's been probably our best player. I think we're gonna be fine, Eric. I really. It's a weekend.
Yeah.
I have no. If in these 6 games, if we were 1-5, I'd be like, okay, I'll be side eyeing this team. But the fact that we're 3-3, we just won this series against the Angels. It was the Nationals. The first 3 games where we kind of blew it, and a lot of it had to do with pitching. I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, and we're already 2 games behind the Milwaukee Brewers in the Central.
Hey, so what, bro? It's a long season.
It's a long season,
Justin Steele's still gonna come back.
But warning signs were there. The warning signs, even in spring training, were there. Even though they didn't have PCA, even though they didn't have who was it? Bregman.
Crazy having this conversation right now, 6 games.
But Jose, like the expectation for the Cubs were supposed to be there. Like they're supposed to be the top team in the NL Central. They're supposed to be dominating,
and they still are going to be. You mean to tell me there hasn't been a team out there? I'm going to look at last year. There's no way. I'm looking at let's see what the Dodgers. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they started off pretty slow last year.
Jose, I'll even give you this: the Cubs last year, they were at least 7 games or 9 games above the Milwaukee Brewers by Memorial Day. They ended up giving all that. Exactly.
It's not going to happen, bro. You're the fact that we're having this conversation right now is crazy.
But dude, I see the warning signs. I see it in the Cubs. There's no left-handed pop. There's no consistently when men's on scoring position. It is the same issues that we had last year trickling over to this year. And to be completely honest with you, like the games that the Angels or the Cubs have won, they've won not because of the Cubs' offensive power, it's because the other team is giving them the points, giving them the runs.
The Cubs went 0-3. We go 1, 2.
Are you sure you're looking at last year or not this spring training?
No. Because remember, the 2 games against the Dodgers were actually
right. More than the spring training.
So they was regular season.
Yeah, it counted. Yes, I know.
And they were 0-2 there.
Yeah, which that one was given.
And then
but the thing was, the expectation weren't as high for the Cubs last year as it is this year.
Hold on. So keep going. I got 0-2.
Windy City run down here on Facebook and on YouTube.
1-3.
Make sure you guys follow us on social media platforms on Facebook, on YouTube.
Stop. They went 3-3 the first 6 games last year.
Yeah.
Come on, Eric. And we made it all the way to. I don't want to hear that,
I know,
bro.
but the expectations weren't as high last year as they were this year.
0-2, 0-2, right? They went 0-2. Then they beat the Diamondbacks going 1-2. Then they lost the Diamondbacks going 1-3. Then they beat the Diamondbacks going 2-3. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Then they lost the Diamondbacks again. They went 2-4 in the first 6 games last season, and they still made it to the playoffs, and they still made it past what we thought they were going to be. They're going to be fine,
Jose, but the expectations weren't as high last year.
It doesn't matter.
It matters with a team like this. It matters, Jose. With the money that they spent, it matters. With the starting bullpen that we gave up Owen Casey, who so far is raking down in Miami,
they ended up winning 5
it matters.
After their first 6 games, they ended up winning 5 straight,
and that's crazy. And that was their longest win streak of the whole entire season last year.
And again, bro, we can't sit here and judge them based off 6 games. If that was the case last year,
when you throw money at the team like the Cubs did, when giving that extension to PCA, when you're giving that to Alex Bregman, when you're giving Shota one more year, giving him $22 million for 1 year to prove it that he could pitch in the starting season, when you give up Owen Casey to give Cabrera, your hottest hitter that you have in your prospect league, for what you did,
proved it, did he not? I was there. He proved the fuck out of it.
And yet that trade, like I said, that was supposed to be last year.
He is our best pitcher. Cabrera is our best pitcher in the first 6 games.
First 6 games, best pitcher. No, you haven't seen Cade Horton. You did not see Cade Horton. Cade Horton is the pitcher. We have
seen Cade Horton.
No, but
Cabrera had a better start.
Cade Horton is better.
Cabrera was perfect. 0-0.
Boyd was better before he got blown up. He had 7 strikeouts in his first 3 innings.
All I'm saying, I said in the first 6 games. I'm not saying overall. I'm saying in the first 6 games, Eric Cabrera was your best pitcher. Yes or no? But stats prove it. I was there. The game proved it. I watched the Cade Horton start too. Trust me. I'm not saying he's better than Cade Horton. I'm saying in the first 6 games, Cabrera is your best pitcher. That being said, like you said, we still have Cade Horton, who's going to come into his own, who's going to come back. He was injured. He's coming back. He's going to be fine. You still have Justin Steele, who's going to come back from injury. Matthew Boyd was really good last year. This year, he started off rocky, but he'll get that going too. And then you still have an Imanaga, who I'm very skeptical about. But regardless, those 4 or 5 guys that I mentioned before him are going to take care of us. And by the way, we need Cabrera to be as advertised, if not better, because Owen Casey looked pretty good.
It's looking pretty good too down in Miami as well. Windy City Rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube, guys. The link is in the comment section. If you guys want to join us, talk to us about what do you guys think? How do you feel about your baseball teams, whether you're a Cubs fan or a Sox fan? Is it too early to hit the panic button if you're a Cubs fan right now?
Yes.
You know, and is the optimism gone in the South side, or does it still keep on going? We knew that the Sox weren't going to be a good team. And look, two guys right here wearing Cubs uniform talking about the White Sox. But to me, Jose, the expectation still has to be very, 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 very low for the Chicago White Sox. And yes, they've have show. And I'll tell you this. And
they lost 10-0 today.
I know. Yeah, right. It's when is it on a struggling team? And we've been there, everyone. We've been there before. When is it on a struggling team to where it's like all the optimism that you had about this team, at least not being in the 100 loss column? When does that optimism go away?
You talking about the White Sox?
Yeah.
There is no offense, but I don't see optimism at all, bro.
Oh shit.
They're 1-5 right now, and just listen to how many points these teams that they went against put on them. The Brewers put 14 in the first game.
Yeah.
Then they put 6. They put 9, and then the Sox won 9-4. But that was the only win. After that, Miami put 9 9-2, and then today, bro.
That's not true.
If you want to hit a panic button early on the team, that's a perfect example, because you have a team who you knew was going to be bad. They're not just bad; they're probably worse, because they're just giving up points. They're giving up hits. They're giving up home runs left and right, like it's nothing. And you have nobody come back to save you. It is wild.
And it's crazy you say that too, because again, every Sox fan out there was giving the opportunity. Even I, the Cubs fan, gave him the benefit of the doubt of having, you know what, they're not going to have a 100-game losing season again. They'll probably have 95. They'll probably have 90. Right now, it's looking like it's going down past to another 100 losses. And a team that offensively minorly got better, but starting pitching wise, Jose, horrible.
Their ERA, they're averaging 8.3 as a team.
As a team.
Now they are second in home runs. They hit 8.
Oh yeah, they're raking. They can hit.
But a lot of it has to do with their new guy. That what's his? I can't even think of his name.
The Japanese guy, right?
Yeah,
Murakami, I think that's his name.
Murakami.
I apologize for butchering your name, sir.
But it's crazy.
Like, so fortunate you're in the South Side.
Teams batting against them are .310. It's like it's wild.
It's wild.
They're giving up a lot. They're 1-5 right now. But you know what? I don't see that. That's where you want to hit the panic button. That's where you're like, okay, this is bad. This is really bad. Murakami does look good.
Yeah, 100%.
He looks good.
Kosa Montgomery looks pretty decent.
Yeah,
defensively, been raking somewhat a little bit. And I think in what was the game? What was the game where I saw a preview of it, just a snippet of the White Sox, and they look like they're all around a good hitting team. Yeah. I just forgot.
Out of the 8 home runs that they have, he has 3 of them.
Right?
Yeah, in 6 games, which is pretty good.
It's crazy, right?
It's
pretty good. But no, dude, you're absolutely right, because again, we've given our expectation. Now, again, like you said, it's a long season, right? But the White Sox at least you know what you were expecting. You know what you were getting from them. You know you weren't going to give a winning season out of them. You know that this is another year where you look at the young talent that's coming in. You're looking at Murakami out there coming out and raking for your team, right? So the expectations were very low, but the optimism was high because you're not going to get another 100-loss season. I think that's all down the toilet. As for the Cubs, man, we were talking about World Series contention,
and this still could happen. It could very well still happen.
Not when your offense can't produce.
What are you talking about? They can't produce. Let me pull up their stats. Go ahead and talk. But
Jose,
they're producing, bro.
Producing when the other team is giving you the runs, not because the Cubs got the runs.
As a team, as a team right now, the Cubs are 20th in batting average. Okay, so I hear you there. On base percentage, 12th, 9th in runs, not bad. 10th in home runs, they have 6. But we're only 2 behind the White Sox, who are 8. So let's be honest. But to be honest, right now, that's still like kind of all of this because of how young the season is. It's pretty murky stats, to be honest, right? But regardless, ERA's at a 4 as a team. A lot of it has to do, like I said, with Matthew Boyd, who had a horrible start.
It wasn't horrible. He just had a rough inning.
Okay, rough inning. Regardless, the inning killed.
The inning killed him.
The inning killed him for sure. But you're doing pretty damn good. You know what I mean? Ian Happ has 3 home runs, just like Murakami at the White Sox. He's carrying right now as far as those hits. Amaya has 1, and that's it. They only have 4 as a team. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Bregman had 2 alone yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, or today. Or there was a game where he had 2 of them. I think they're going to be fine, Eric. I really, really, really do. Jamison Tyone Jamison Tyone started a game at a 0 ERA. He only pitched 4 innings. Edward Cabrera pitched 6 innings at a 0 ERA. Then you have Matthew Boyd with a 14.73 ERA. This doesn't count today's game, so it should be a lot lower because I think today he had like a 6. And those are your starters right there. Imanaga had a 7. I mean, pitching wise, we weren't doing so hot. And I think that's the biggest thing. Once these guys get their legs under, you're gonna get Justin Steele back. We're gonna be fine. I'm not worried about the Cubs. Talk to me in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, if we still look
2 weeks,
if
okay.
we still
2 weeks.
If we still look at consistent, all right, I'll side eye them a little bit, but honestly, I think we'll be fine.
We need a left-handed at bat, bro. That's the struggle part right there. There's no left-handed bat whatsoever.
That's fine. I'll take that. We that's something we could definitely get during the trade deadline. That's not a problem.
We'll see. Windy City Rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube, guys. Comment on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube page. Make sure you also follow us and subscribe on our YouTube page. Follow us on Facebook. Hit the share button on both YouTube and on Facebook to notify your friends and family that we are live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Real quick in the comment section, on 2 weeks, so we'll be like 6 games behind. That's from Tony. What's up, Tony? Hopefully you're doing well.
No, because I don't think so. I don't think so.
His offense is not looking very sharp.
You also got to remember that baseball as a long season, it's a tale of 2 halves. Before the trade deadline, after the trade deadline, after the All-Star break, basically. Before the All-Star break, after the All-Star break, which is basically the same shit. It's not that far off from the trade deadline. I mean, let's be honest. So, like, as long as we're there, we get something after the trade deadline, we can make it happen.
Tony, you got a point, though. Tony, you have a point. I can see it, too. this team as high as I was in the offseason. The first 6 games,
you guys are.
I don't see it, bro. There's a lot of holes in this team, bro. There is a lot of holes in this team.
Remember this moment, this day on April 1st. This has to be April Fool's joke. And if it is, I'm gonna call it out in whatever when they're in first in their division and making their way to the playoffs.
We'll see. As always, guys, like I said, comment in there like Tony. The link is also if you guys want to join with us and talk to us. We are both here together live, so we're going to be able to hear you nice and clear if you guys want to show up. Tony also said Milwaukee's just continue to play good ball. Even with everybody that they have lost, from Peralta and everybody, they find ways to still continue to be that.
I'll be honest. They came out hot. They look good. But that has nothing to do with the Cubs, man. That has nothing to do with the Cubs. Milwaukee does look good. We know we knew going into the season they were going to be just as good. I didn't think they were going to fall off. I think they were going to be just as good.
The Nationals and the Angels, bro. Like they're supposed to. You should have been 5-1.
And the Brewers
5-1.
And the Brewers look dominant against the White Sox. That doesn't mean that they're a good team. Let's be honest. Come on, bro.
I mean, at least the runs that they produced were very good produced runs, man. I can tell you that.
Are the Marlins a good team?
Marlins are not a good team.
Okay, but they look like a good team against the White Sox. So let's tone it down a little bit with the Brewers, okay? Let's tone it down with the Brewers. All right, it's gonna happen.
Jose, switching gears here on Windy City Rundown, guys. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Jose, the Bulls are in the headlines for the wrong reason, as always, right? Give and take. What route do you want to take? Do you want to take the organization route, like via their movement, or the organization route via their decision?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Well, let's talk about Billy Donovan. Jose, it's been rumored out there that Billy Donovan's name is going to be there for the new head coaching job for North Carolina or just college basketball in general, right? Given the status of the Chicago Bulls and where they're at today, he left OKC. Remember, mind you, when he came to the Bulls, he left OKC because he didn't want to do another rebuild, right? So far, that's been looking bad on Billy Donovan. Now that he's here, he didn't do much with the team that they gave him. And now the Bulls are going to be in a full-on rebuild. Is it time? Is Billy Donovan's time up here in Chicago?
Yes, but I wouldn't see it that way. I think it's Chicago Bulls. It's their time to be left by Billy Donovan. If that makes sense. I don't think we looking at Billy Donovan and be like, you got to go. No. He's looking at the Bulls like, oh, I got to go. Yeah. Like, there's no, and you can't blame him for that. You can't blame him for that at all because this team sucks. Not just on the court, but off the court as well. There's nothing. Why would you want to stay if you're Billy Donovan for? Why? For what? The fact that he would rather go to college. You're in the NBA. This is the pros. This is where.
Which is difficult at this point right now.
This is where it's at. This is where you want to be. The fact that he would rather go to college is saying something.
Yeah, I think it's been almost 20 years, 15 years since he's last been in
Florida.
In college. So it's just kind of like, Tony on here says he's going to be a Tar Heel. He's going to North Carolina. Billy's way too good for the Chicago Bulls, and it's 100%. Tony, I agree with you there. I think we're all in agreement that, honestly, the Chicago Bulls are doing Billy Donovan a disservice, right? Mind you, it's a different ball game now. It is in college than it was when he was last there, right? You literally have to recruit your own players that you have right now to just stay with you to play if they want to stay in the program for another year, for an extra year, right? And that was Billy Donovan's thing back in college, and it was easier to do that too. You had to play a couple years of college before you head to the pros. Now they took that away, right? There was really no money to give out, for the players to join your team. But now you have to give out millions and millions of dollars just for your star player to stay, just so you could build something, right? And it's different. It's a different environment. It's a different thing. And honestly, I don't know if that's even a good thing for Billy Donovan right now. Maybe if Billy Donovan still stayed in college and kind of continued that college route, it would have been a lot more easier. Like if he jumped literally like 5 years ago, per se, right? 5-6 years ago from college to the NBA, then I understand that part, right? Yeah. But the fact that he's been gone for more than 10 years from the college game and the college game is now completely different, I don't know if that's a good move. I understand it, right? Tony says it's money, right? 100%. North Carolina probably will give you or will match you what the Chicago Bulls can match, right? And I get it. It's a pro thing, right? But also you're in North Carolina, one of the blue bloods of college basketball, one of the top schools in college basketball, right? A lot of history right there. and you're gonna get the top recruits on that part.
That's what it's not money. You get money both ways. You can get money in the NBA with the Bulls. You can get money with college Tar Heels. It has nothing to do with money.
Yeah, but
everything to do with the organization,
and that's what I was going to go.
Their ability or inability to do anything. Let's be 100% honest.
100%.
Him going to North Carolina is a much better situation on and off the court than it is with the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls have no direction. Even when they look like they're tanking,
they still can't even do that right.
No, they're doing it right. They only got 5. I think they only got 5 wins out of the last 27 games since February.
Or something like
amazing. Keep doing that. Keep doing. No, I checked it. They're like 5-22 since February. Regardless, do you really trust them?
Oh, hell no.
With what may or may not come to them, and that's the thing. Even with them tanking, they're not doing it the right way because you have guys like Jaden Ivey, we're about to get into in a bit, who you're letting go. And I get it. A lot of it has to do with injury, but majority of it has to do with the fact that, he came out and said blah, 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 blah. You knew this about Jaden Ivey. He was someone who was very, very, very big onto his religion, who coming out of Detroit, the Bulls themselves warned the media, hey, just letting you know, interviewing him could turn into a sermon, which means they knew that there was going to be some type of issue coming in. I'm not saying what he said was issue. I'm just saying something like that. That right there tells me as an organization, they didn't do their homework, or at least they didn't care, which is even worse. Is even worse. So again, if you're Billy Donovan, it has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with you don't trust this organization, and none of us blame him.
No, none of us blame him
at all.
100%. I don't blame Billy if he does go. Tony in the comments, he says, but in college he has control to play the player, or what is it? Or an opinion to get the right player is not a GM decision. 110%, right? The portal is a big thing. He said, look at Belichick, I guess, from still being in North Carolina. And you're 100% right, Tony. There are many ways. Obviously, it could be a top recruiting class or getting the young players to come in, getting to commit and stuff like that. But that also is just one of those. Billy Donovan was never a one and done coach. Billy Donovan wasn't a coach back in his Flores day, even though he did have Al Horford, even though he did have Joe Kino, the 2 top ones that could come in mind right now in my head. Mario Chalmers, no, he was in Kansas. Just those 2. Just those go with Noah and with Al Horford, right? The 2 big ones that he had that were in college with him that won him the national titles back-to-back, I believe, were the stars that he made. But those guys were there in their junior and senior year too as well. So he built the program. Nowadays in college, Jose, it's not like that anymore.
One and done.
It's one and done. Or if you really want to build, you still have to pay him even more money just for him to stay, so he wouldn't be recruited somewhere else.
And that's the thing,
double-edged sword.
It's much easier to have a turnaround from a bad team to a good team in college than it is NBA, because a lot of these guys are going to leave anyways.
Yeah.
So as long as your team was good last year, or if you have that great history, or you have a good coach like Billy Donovan, it's going to be easy for him and the Tar Heels to get a player coming out of high school who's better than probably the main player they had the year before than it is the Chicago Bulls or in the NBA, because then you got to draft and you got to hope you're not even part of you got to hope that your bosses, your GM knows what he's drafting or who he's drafting or how it's going to fit. It's a much better situation in so many different aspects going back to college. I don't blame him whatsoever. I was one of the guys who wanted Billy Donovan gone when we first, his first couple of years, because I didn't think he was doing a good job. I learned right away he wasn't the problem.
No, he was never the problem.
He was never the problem.
I've always believed in Billy Donovan.
It had a lot to do with
higher
ups. With just the organization in general.
Yeah.
And it's a shitty. Like Eric, I don't watch the NBA. I can't watch any type of NBA basketball because of how much the Bulls just fucked it up for me.
Oh yeah,
and don't get me wrong. Maybe when the playoffs start, I'll dabble in it, but I don't watch any type of regular season game because it just pisses me off that my team that I root for, the Bulls, are just shit. And
they can't get it right.
They can't. It's complete shit. And I don't know how long I'm going to be a fan. Like I'm so serious. Like this team has, the only reason I feel like in the past I stayed a Bulls fan was because of the Derrick Rose era. I was little for the Michael Jordan era. That was cool, but the Derrick Rose era is what made me fall in love with the Bulls and fall in love with the basketball. And with me going to the Rose retirement jersey night in January, that was my closure. That was 100% my closure. And I no longer view that situation or that team sad because I feel like I got my closure in January. And now I can look at this Bulls team and literally walk away without any type of remorse, without any type of regret. And I'm stopping me right now, but it's gonna get to that point. If I guess I'm waiting to see what happens after this offseason, then this draft to see what if there's any glimmer of hope. But if there's not, I don't know, man. Just because I want to be a basketball fan again, I might consider giving it up, the team.
So we're running back my segment from last year to you this year.
I mean, it all depends. It all depends on what we see. It depends on what we see this offseason. So if that's gonna happen, it's gonna be a next year thing. But we gotta see, man.
Look, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, I honestly don't. Tony in the comment says, you mean the Hurley is better than him? Look at the program he has in UConn. No, 100%. He built that UConn team and made that UConn team consistent. It doesn't get talked about a lot in college basketball, simply because it literally just goes under the rug. And they come out and they perform big in the big tournaments. Obviously, in the March Madness, they're out there. Look at them in the Final Four, right? They play against Illinois. What is it? Thursday, Friday?
UConn, yeah.
Yeah.
They're in the Final Four with Illinois, with Michigan.
Tomorrow?
And,
I don't know when the game is.
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, go ahead. But look, Tony, that he's going to have to build that program. 100%. Right. And the one thing that he also has to contend with there is also with Duke. So now Tony said Saturday, so he beat you to it. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you. I need you right next to me instead of this guy, right? I need to switch Tonys.
Saturday against UConn at 5, and then Michigan, Arizona.
Yeah. So again, it's gonna take time, but again, to me, it feels like it's smart for Billy Donovan to go to North Carolina, but in all reality, I think it's just smart for him just to go, even if it's just another NBA team to another NBA team. There's NBA teams that will prefer Billy Donovan over what they have right now, you know, and right now the Chicago Bulls just don't. They just don't. They don't. They don't do anything right. They don't get the team right. They don't make decisions right. They don't get the GM right, the assistant GM right. They got a head coach, but they can't build the team with the coach. And then when they build the team with the coach, it's too many of the same players that don't play his system or can't play to the system because it's not in their pedigree. It's not in their system. It's not in their style. So now you're just making something out of something, just throwing ingredients in the pot just to see if it comes out good. And 9 times out of 10, it really doesn't. Right. And it just seems to me like Billy Donovan, if this is his way to get out of this program, get out of the Chicago Bulls, then by all means, get out. We appreciate you. We know what you're capable of, sir. We know what he's capable of. We've seen it before, what he can and cannot do. And he cannot make miracle. He cannot turn this shit show into a gourmet feast. Like, he cannot, because he doesn't have the ingredients that the upper management could give him. And it's unfortunate. You know, we're still suffering from the Jerry curse. I mean, Tony, I don't know. You're probably right. But even then, so whether if it's the Jerry curse or not, I mean, even Jerry didn't make right decisions as well. Like, he wanted to blow up the Chicago Bulls after the first three-peat. You know what I mean? He wanted to break that team up as quickly as possible. And even if when the Bulls did win their last championship, their 6-1, he still did it his way. And look how that happened. I don't think it's a Jerry curse. I think Michael Jordan had something to do along with it too as well. You know, because why is it that Michael Jordan doesn't come back to the Chicago Bulls? Why is there a reason he doesn't come back to the stadium that he built, the stadium that Jordan built in the United Center?
Yeah, because you can't blame Kramer anymore. He's gone.
Right, exactly.
It's all ownership.
Right. It's like, I still seen 6. I've only seen 2. I only remember the last 2. But again, this is also the problem with us Chicago fans in general, because we just hang on and cling on to the past so much because those were the good old days, and we can't move on. And that's just the damning part about the Chicago fans. Like Jose just said, he finally got the closure 10 years after Derrick Rose left the Chicago Bulls. Yeah. 10 years after he left, he finally got the closure on a team that wasn't going to win anything, on a team that wasn't good enough to even compete for an NBA title. But he fell in love with that team, and he finally felt the closure because that's what he needed. I never got a closure. I don't think I'll ever get closure until probably if Jerry Reinsdorf finally leaves that team. But again, we can't keep doing this. Like we cannot keep doing this as a fan base of just clinging on to, well, the 90s were good to us. Man, some of us were just still shitting our pants in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
I was 7 years old when we won in '98.
Exactly.
Like, come on now.
Come on, that's a whole generation. Like Tony, I respect you and everything, but this is a generation that we can't hold on to because our memories are just.
I have a 7-year-old now.
Right. It's just
think about that. My last championship when I was 7. My son turned 7 in June, bro. Like, I have a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old. I have a 5-year-old and a baby on the way. Like, let's be honest. That's done. You expect me to, like, damn.
It's just it's time, dude. It's time, and we're just being halted. We're just being stopped by a guy who just doesn't know how to give it up because either A, he's just too stubborn and ignorant to give it up, or B, he just doesn't know how. And he's not only making the Chicago Bulls suffer, he's also making the Chicago White Sox suffer. For all I care, for all intent and purpose, I really don't give a shit what he does to the Chicago White Sox. You see what I'm repping. You see what I'm wearing. I don't care. But I've always said, just one time, give me a Cubs White Sox World Series, and that'll be fun.
That'd be great.
That'll be great.
That'd be so cool.
I've always said that. I could give two shits about the Chicago White Sox. But deep down in me, I was
imagine that.
Imagine that.
Imagine that rivalry in this city. Oh my god.
But you know what, Jose? Let me tell you something.
One day.
Right. But let me tell you something though, Jose. At least with the Chicago White Sox, you know what there is? A light at the end of the tunnel because Jerry Reinsdorf won't own that team anymore in 2030. Where do you see that light for the Chicago Bulls?
When he dies, maybe, but even
and
then,
but
even then, his son Michael, his son Michael is already part owner or majority owner of the Bulls,
and it's
the same shit. So I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't see one.
But again, there's a light at the end of the tunnel for the White Sox. It's a small glimmer of light. But you walk towards it, and it's gonna get brighter and brighter by the day. By the year.
Is that a roar or something?
No, he's literally gonna get, like, eventually by 2030 something, Jerry Reinsdorf is gonna give up complete ownership of the White Sox, and Ishbia is taking over.
All right, that'd be pretty cool for the White Sox fans. Yeah.
So he said it still hurts when the team you love so much and are this bad. 100%.
It's not just them being this bad today.
No, it's
Tony. It's they're going to be bad for the next 10, like plus 5, plus 10 years.
Like there's no
unless they're lucky, like they were with Derrick Rose. But even then, like, let's be honest, in the NBA, it's all rigged. No. You can't tell me the lottery isn't rigged. You can't tell me none of that shit's rigged. Let's be honest. The whole Cooper flag, Luka Doncic, that
just set off the whole conspiracy theory.
No, it's not even a conspiracy theory at that point. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. And it happened. So that tells me it's rigged. So I'm hoping, if anything, the Bulls they rig it for the Bulls eventually. But I mean, is there someone coming out of college that's going to be that much of a talent? We need a generational type player. Like, I'm thinking about it, right? If I'm going to give up my fandom for the Bulls, two things either has to happen. Either you fire this regime, right, in order for me to stay, or you 100% draft a superstar. And it has to be a superstar is going to turn this team around.
And the crazy part about it is, like, they're not even that bad enough to even
change ownership.
They're not going to be that bad enough to even have that opportunity to get that superstar.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Maybe not, but that's what I'm saying. Hopefully, if they even have like that 0% chance that they did with Rose, that 0.8, whatever that percentage was, and they rigged it for us. I mean, why not?
We should have known from right there, Jose, that the NBA was rigged when the Bulls got Derrick Rose at a point, whatever.
I think a lot of us side-eyed it, but we didn't care because it benefited us.
100%.
But looking last year or the year when was it last year with Cooper flag? We were like, okay, that it's 100% rigged because nobody in the right mind trades Luka for Anthony Davis unless you know there was a guarantee coming, and there was a guarantee. And that was the fact that you're going to get Cooper flag.
And now LeBron's going to sacrifice Luka so he can play for another 5 years, bro.
He's not going to sacrifice Luka. He needs to go.
Windy City Rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube, guys. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. Also, hit the little bell on both YouTube and on Facebook to get notified when we are live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. You could join us on the comment section too as well, like Tony is, by writing it down. The link is in the comment if you want to talk to us. hit the subscribe button on YouTube. And follow us and make sure you guys add us on Facebook too as well. Windy City Rundown, guys. We're here live every Wednesday. Again, back to works for the Chicago Bulls, man, and Jaden Ivey. And it's a touchy subject, but it's one of those subjects to where like you look at it and it's just kind of like WTF Bulls, because they traded for him knowing what he comes with. And he goes on the rant what he did, and the Bulls made a decision to where now they're getting backlash, and they were going to get backlash no matter what, but they're getting the backlash of, releasing him because of not really telling the truth. They say there was detrimental to the team, but in reality, we all know what it was for.
Well, I think one of the reasons why they were okay with releasing him was because he already had a season-ending injury. He wasn't going to come back to play the season. They already shut him down for the year.
Right.
Prior to him making these comments.
Right.
So him doing that, they're like, well, he was only on a 1-year deal with us anyways, right? We traded for him. Like, this is only going to be like a prove it year. He can't prove it already anyways because of the injury. And now these comments are coming out and he's, going against a certain community. So for them, they're like, why trouble? You know what I mean? This is how I'm rationalizing it. Why have the trouble of having this guy if we're probably not going to resign him anyways? Right. Just get rid of him. At the end of the day, it does look bad because, what Jaden Ivey was saying had a lot to do with the religion he believed in, a lot to do with, with his beliefs, and freedom of speech is a thing here in this country. Like you're allowed it. So there's that, me personally, I don't think this team ever does anything right. They don't do anything the right way. They could have suspended him. They could have talked to him. They could have helped him with any type of mental health issues. But I don't even think it's a mental health.
It's not really mental health.
It's not. But they could have at least did something else other than to release him. You know what I mean? Like even if you knew you weren't going to have him long term, okay, fine, and just let his contract expire. What's it really going to do? Like, if you're going to give him disciplinary action for whatever policy or procedure you have, then just suspend him. But you releasing him look bad as an organization standpoint, and that's on them, man. I mean, I'm not surprised because they're idiots up there.
Jose, I think the Chicago Bulls found themselves in a lose-lose situation no matter what.
Yeah.
I think so too. And I get it. It's a very touchy subject to no matter what you say or what your beliefs is, whatever it is, to whatever community that's out there. The fact that he went out there and said, the things that he said, that what he doesn't believe or he doesn't believe about that community. It's something that, some people that follow it will agree with him and some people will not.
Yeah.
And in today's culture of the cancel culture, it's still hot and it's still heavy. It's one of those topics to where, like, if you say it the wrong way, then you're more than likely going to be looking like the bad guy. And the Bulls look like the bad guy too as well, doing what they did.
Yeah. But
it's very, like, I truly believe what Jordan Ivey was saying. Like, I believe his words because he truly meant that. Like, those were very meaningful words.
Yeah, like you mean like you believe that he was intentional with what
he exactly. He was super intentional what he was saying. Yeah. He was super intentional what he's saying. It just timing was wrong. Because in a conversation like that, as a public figure that you are, the timing will always be wrong.
Yeah. But that's why I feel like if you're the Bulls, you got to meet at the middle here because you're
somehow.
Like it's like you're saying, it's a lose-lose situation because you're kind of going against one side.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Either the super like religious Christians who are like, yes, Jaden Ivey, or the LGBT 100%. Community who are like, whoa, what's going on? Right.
Yeah.
And you're picking a side here if you're the Bulls. So you're kind of, you know what I mean? Like you said, it's a lose-lose situation because by
still sticking with Jordan Ivey for the Chicago Bulls.
By protecting one community, you're
hurting the other.
You're hurting the other. That's why I said, like, you could have met in the middle and be like, hey, we're going to fine you for what you said because we don't, like, you release a statement. We don't condone anything he said. We fined him big time. Not only is not blah, 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 he's suspended for not only, I mean, he can't play in the game, right, because he's hurt, but, like, from all the facility. You know what I mean? You could do it in that aspect where that way one community knows, hey, at least they're holding him accountable for what he said.
Uh-huh.
Financially, they're holding him accountable for blah, 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 right, and all these aspects or whatever. And then you're not condemning another, you know what I mean? You're not like, I feel like you releasing him is like almost a spit in the face to the community that Jaden Ivey belongs to. You know what I mean?
The basketball community,
because it's like
or the Christian community, like the religious community,
the religious community that he belongs to. Because it's like then it's you're like, damn, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like this guy said what he believed in, what his freedom of speech, what our religion, like the people who if you're a Christian, you're like, this is our religion, this is what we believe in, and you're going against him. That means you go against us.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I hear you on that part.
So like, why I root for the Bulls? So that's what I'm saying. The Bulls could have, I felt like in the middle, we met in the middle, still, be like, we don't agree with him attacking this community over here. At the same time, we do know freedom of speech is a thing,
100%,
and he is still part of our organization. So, but because we have policies and procedures on stuff like this, we're gonna fine him, we're gonna suspend him, and we'll talk to him in hopes that there's an understanding that we all come across. You know what I mean? We all come off better as one community, not just separated through sexual orientation or religious or politics. You know what I mean? Like that's so much better.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
If only only the world works like that, Jose.
Like kumbaya, hallelujah. Why can't we all be But no, they're like, no, we're gonna pick a side, and we're picking this side, and which is fine. Like that's their prerogative. But don't be surprised when you have now a group of people going against you as an organization, because that's all I've seen in any type of Jaden Ivey conversation online. The comments are very pro him, F the Bulls.
Yeah, 100%.
That's on them.
That's on them.
That's on them.
Windy City Rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube, guys. As always, follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook and on YouTube, where we're going to be live. We will be consistent from here on out every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Man, it's good to have you, man. We got to do more shows live together. We're back. No interesting conversation about the Chicago Bulls other than Ben Johnson spoke the last couple of days for the owners meeting in the NFL. Kevin Warren went on a show on TBS talking about the stadium news, which is really nothing happening. And it's also one of those situations where it's getting annoying because since there's no shovels on the ground, either here in Hammond, Indiana, or in Arlington Heights, it's just wasting more time, more money, more tax dollars. Going to be the Bulls are just going to spend way more money than what they thought they were going to spend from the beginning. And in full circle, Jose, this is all. How should I say this? This is all Kevin Warren's fault because he still flirted with the city of Chicago. He still wanted to be in the city of Chicago. He wanted that downtown view because he had it in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. It didn't happen. And now, Jose, we're in a situation to where now we have no stadium, and the Bulls bought that plot of land 3 years ago.
It's wild. We were supposed to have shovels in the ground last year. Here we are this year, and we're not even an update. There is no shovel. There is no ground to shovel. Let's be honest.
No, there is ground. There is just no shovel.
No. And I thought about saying that, but there really is no ground because we don't know if we're going to use the ground we bought. We're still looking at other ground, so there really is no ground.
I get what you're saying. I hear you now.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
There is no ground to shovel.
There is no ground to shovel.
Even though there's land of ground that we have.
Yeah.
We're not gonna
it's like, dude, like,
and look, and I get it. A lot of it isn't really them. You could also put blame on the state of Illinois.
You blame everybody. Right? City of Chicago, state of Illinois.
I hear you,
Chicago
Bears. But the reason why
Friends of the Park.
But the reason why we're looking at the Bears is because then pick already. You have Indiana who's giving you everything you want
and more.
So if it really is all this BS in Illinois, then screw them and go to Indiana.
Yeah.
And if you're really scared of the backlash, people are going to complain no matter what.
Yeah.
You're going to have people complain about Arlington because it's not Chicago, and you're going to have people complain about Indiana because it's not Illinois. Like, bro, you're not going to please everybody.
No, 100%.
So fuck everybody.
Right.
Please who you need to please, which is your diehard fans who are going to go and support you no matter what. And the people who are going to complain, they're going to complain on the way to your stadium because they're still going to go to the games. They're still going to watch on TV. They're still going to buy merchandise. Just do you, Bears.
Just do you.
We'll follow no matter what.
Man, chill. That brings back Matt Nagy vibes, bro. I don't want that shit on me.
But I mean, at this point,
it's just. I mean, I hear you. We've been at this for, like I said, 3 years for this shit, bro. So
more longer. I feel like it's been longer. Since
it's 3 years. Kevin Warren's been here for 3 years, my guy. It's how long has it been? It's crazy. It's crazy to say that.
When did they buy Arlington Heights?
In 2023.
No way.
Yeah, dude, it's been 3 years. Or 2022. I think Kevin Warren's been here for 3 years, and they bought the land the year before he came.
Yeah,
so
2023.
2023. Yeah. So yeah. What the fuck are we doing? But the draft is around the corner. Literally, we're in the month of April. That means the draft is at the end of the month. We will give you our draft picks, who the Bears are going to be drafting, who we feel like the Bears should draft in what position. Obviously, I feel like this is a draft where if you just go on one side of the ball, you won't be disappointed. But I feel like some way, somehow, we'll probably waste our first round pick on a wide receiver that we don't need simply because it's Ben Johnson. He's the offensive coach and head coach of the team. But we will see. We'll get there down.
Yeah, we'll talk more Bears because I have an opinion about the Bears. I'm pretty scared that we have not gotten better. I'm looking at this team sideways. I'm like,
nice.
bro. I'm like, we're really depending on what we're gonna do in the draft, and if we don't pan out, I can't sit here and say that we're gonna have a better season than we did last year.
100%. We're also going to do rankings on the NFL, from the Chicago Bears and the NFC North, and also around the NFL. We're going to come up with rankings too as well, just to get us by for the summer. World Cup, guys, it's right around the corner. It got finalized yesterday. The World Cups. Everybody has their draft. We're going to do a World Cup segment. We're going to go through every group that we have up until the World Cup comes along. I might even bring back the EAFP podcast. Just to talk about the World Cup around that time too as well. So we got a lot coming. The summer is going to be hot, very good for us this year. Yep. So stay tuned every Wednesday at 7 p.m. We will do better on the timing. Jose hopefully will show up a little bit more often, but if not, you can always follow us.
I don't see why not. We're off on Wednesday. So
yeah, right. If I was gonna say, just follow us on all our social media platforms, like us on Facebook, share us on your Facebook page, subscribe on our YouTube page. Do the whole net. Hit the little bell on both pages on Facebook and on YouTube to get notified when we are live. Jose, you can definitely take it up. Yep. Yeah, it's all good, bro. You can take it off. That's just mainly more for like display purposes.
True.
You know. So, and yeah, we got a lot for you guys too as well. So be on the lookout for us. 2026 is going to be a fun year for the Windy City Rundown.
Oh yeah.
And I like your hat.
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
I got it at Wrigley Monday. Like I said, I took my wife and my daughter. We went to the game opening night. It's funny because we went to the Blue Museum, and I had my brand new Cubs hat that I bought maybe a few weeks ago. We went, and there was a section in there that they don't warn you that you can get dirty with this really big balloon. Has black spikes.
They do tell you.
No, they didn't tell us.
They told us. We went over the weekend for that one.
They didn't tell us, and sure enough, I'm over here playing with the balloon, touching it, and then I have all black spots just on my hat. I was like, no, fuck. I was so mad. I was like, well, we're going to the Cubs game. We're going to Wrigley. I might as well buy me a new one. I did. And like God always does, he blesses you. He multiplies your blessings. Because as soon as we walked in, they were giving away opening night hats to everybody. So I ended up getting 2 hats that day, replacing the one. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, man, Wrigley feels nice. I saw it.
100%. Soccer's back this weekend. Your boys, Liverpool against Man City, FA, huh? How do you feel? Confident do you feel?
Yeah, I don't know. Not really. I'm not really confident. I'm waiting for the Champions League to start back up. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, it's next week.
Going against PSG. I mean, Premier League wise, I'm like, FA Cup, I'm like, I'm really locked in on the Champions League right now. I don't. There's a lot of negative vibes with Liverpool right now, bro.
Get smoked.
There's a lot of negative vibes for Liverpool. We're in the Champions League. We might, but at least let me have this. You know what I mean? Let me have some type of positive going in, because with Salah leaving at the end of the season, you're just kind of like, maybe a magical run, with him knowing it's going to be his last time here with Liverpool. Maybe there's like a magical run there, you know what I mean, that could get us a Champions League trophy. I'm hoping for it.
I will believe more of the magical run of the FA Cup than I do in the Champions League, my guy.
It might,
because honestly, it just, and I at least have a lot of soccer people following me, or watching stuff that are into soccer. So glad we have this opportunity to talk. And Jose is a newly acquired Liverpool fan, by the way.
With a few years in.
Yeah, so I would say that. But to me, Jose, I will say this: like your team is falling off the Premier League. The Premier League still means something position wise to get into Europe.
Right.
So at least your focus has to be somewhat there too as well. 100%. Right?
No. I hear you.
It just, but also at the same time, like you still have two ways to get into the Champions League. It's not one is winning it, right. But two, depending on your seeding in the standings in the Premier League, if you win the FA Cup,
top four.
No, right. But let's say if you're in number 6, right, you win the FA Cup. You go to the Champions League that way too as well.
Okay, nice.
So like it's very important. It's very important for you to stay in the European spots for you to still compete in the Champions League.
I misspoke earlier. It's not that my interest level isn't there for the FA or the Premier. I meant like my confidence level. No, I'm not as confident in those leagues than I am.
You and everybody else, bro, because you're gonna get smoked in the Champions League by PSG.
It's more my confidence than my obviously the interest is there for what you just said. You laid it out perfectly. Trust me, I'm still gonna be locked in.
Right.
But confidence level, I'm looking at this team like, fuck.
You're lucky, like, and you play Man sitting in the FA quarters, bro. Like, shit. I know. But it should be an interesting and fun game, bro. I'm really looking forward to watching your guys against City.
Maybe Salah turns into last year's Salah. Who knows what happens.
Yeah, you guys don't have it defensively though.
The monkey, off his back. He's all right. I'm out of here. It's known. Let's go.
I don't know, dude.
Hey, look, you just need to worry about who's in front of you, all right? I'm talking about the Champions League because
we got Sporting.
Yeah, but
we got Sporting.
Even if you get past Sporting, it's not going to be a walk in the
park. No. Honestly, I
Premier League wise, you got to worry about who's behind you.
Right.
Champions League wise, you got to worry about ahead.
Honestly, like Sporting worries me in Portugal. Going to Portugal is never easy. It's never easy feat for any team, right? Especially in putting in positions like that. Sporting, right? I would have been more worried if Newcastle would have beaten Barcelona and then kind of came out of the next round. And if we face them in the semifinal, I would have been more worried about Newcastle than I would Barcelona or even Atletico Madrid. And the only reason why I say that because Barcelona plays so much of a high line that it works to our advantage of how they easily press us, and with how we easily move, we can get them easily over the top. Atletico Madrid can get got. They can play defensively. They can fall back as much as they can. They can still get got.
Yeah.
So Newcastle to me is one of the teams like, well, you already played them twice. They know how to play you. They can park the bus. They know that you can't, like, if you really like get at them from behind, like they know. But in my side of what's left of Sporting, PSG, Sporting, Atletico, and Barcelona, I am not too worried. Although Barcelona scares me because that front is fucking scary. With Lewandowski, Yamal. Yeah. The only thing that I have a positive of that is that their best player that makes everybody click, Rafinha, will be out for the next 8 weeks because he pulled his hamstring. And then now you're just basically on everybody's hard time. So.
Yeah. 100%.
We'll see. Soccer's back. Well, we should have more soccer conversations.
We will.
We're gonna do a lot of things here.
I'm sure. When Arsenal, I do very much think Arsenal's gonna win the Premier League.
Yeah.
When Arsenal does, I'm sure we'll have a big.
All right, I'll paint this room red.
We'll have a big thing about it.
I'll get more into the World Cup balls next week. We don't have that much time. I'll get into next week. As you can see, the line's up right here. We got all the way up to the ball that's been playing for the friendly games and the World Cup qualifiers in Europe. And also CONCACAF too, as well as right here, the very last ball that's going to represent the United States, Mexico, and also Canada. And then we have all the balls lined up right here. The one that's in front of me, I think this is the Argentina one, 78, I believe, Jose. Yeah, River Plate. Yeah, this is the Argentina one. I think that year, I want to say, who won it that year? Was it Brazil? I want to say Brazil won it that year because that's 72, because in 78, Argentina won. In Mexico, they beat Mexico. And probably one of the most controversial ones yet. 72, I want to say it was Brazil, but I'll get my facts straight. But yeah, that's the Argentina one. The Mexico 82 so far, it's probably the best one that I'll probably get into the most because a lot of questionable calls that way. And there was Maradona too. And so, yeah, a lot of good things out of that one, dude. So every of those balls have a story, and now we'll get into it now right there. Jose, for $5, which ball do you think was outside of this one? What ball do you think was the United States ball for the World Cups?
Was the United States ball?
Yeah. So when the World Cup was here in 94, Which ball do you think was the United States one?
This one?
No, sir. That's France.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, hold on. If it wasn't this one, I'm going to say this one.
That's Spain.
No, I don't know.
It's funny because you picked the ball. The ball that's right in the middle is actually theirs. That's the one in the middle. The blue one and that one. That one's the United States one. Yep.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, we'll go there. Thank you guys for joining. Tony, thank you for joining us for today's show. I appreciate it. In the comment section, we'll be better next week. That's 100% sure. We'll be on time. That's for sure too as well. Jose, it's here.
Eric's Balls, everybody.
Eric's Balls. That's the segment of this one. Eric's Balls. So we'll be here live next Wednesday. Talk about more Chicago sports, more Bears, more Cubs. See where we're at for next week for the Cubs. See if the Sox can actually make some little noise to at least give the White Sox fans some little optimism. And for us, for Cubs fans, we'll see what they'll do. For Jose Contreras, I am Eric Avila. We will see you guys next week at 7. Peace.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
He's running like he's got a lobster down his pants, showing that he is as slippery as a bar of soap.
Like poop through a diarrhea-infected goose.
Commented about it.
That's fine. I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious.
I'm not.
Real serious. I put my heart and soul into this every single week.
Are we done here?
It's about time.